Hello, and welcome back to the stream. This is your effervescent host, mildly startled. I've just had lunch, and now I'm going to be hopefully finishing off this campaign. Once I've beaten the French, I'm probably going to end it, and just going to chill for a little bit. And wait for Red Dead Redemption 2 to install, because I've got to play through that because I bought it and never finished it, so... feeling pretty guilty about that, especially because it's a pretty good game, actually, all things considered. But hey ho, it is what it is. Also, there's some alterations to the audio once again. I removed the limiter. I found the limiter was obnoxious, so I've gone and adjusted that. General recap: we've pushed up north into France, secured Marseille, tried to continue to solidify the papal Italian Italy our protectorate strength here, while also slowly beginning to undermine French control of the north. This should leave us in a pretty healthy situation to begin moving both armies north into a decisive battle with the French, with the plan being to take Paris hopefully by the end of the day. Once Paris is gone, that will be France's pretty much economic power structure wiped out, and from there it'll be a case of mop-up duty. Russia looks like it's gone. It's dead. Austria we brought back from the dead as a peace deal. Declared war on us, but we were just too stretched. We were stretched far too thin. It wasn't practicable to fight a front here with the Ottomans and the Austrians. Fight a front here and fight a front here. So we had to do some high IQ diplomacy, which basically involved us giving back territory to Italy, forming the Italian nation, and extracting ourselves from the Balkans. This should mean Austria is in a much more stronger position to come back from the dead. It's only at war with the Italian state now, and it's strong allies with everyone else. Sadly, we can't get into bed with anyone else apart from perhaps the Russian Empire, but because these guys are at war with Italy, we cannot ally them. So fingers crossed, our friendships with Russia and United Kingdom prevents the Austrians from deciding to attack us. For all our minor nations, everyone's pretty happy with us. We could try and protectorates and things like that, but there's no real need to do so. Sweden's pretty good friends with us, and because of our trade, we're doing pretty well. I've had to destroy my trade ships because of the income being blockaded by the French, and I've also moved units to garrison all my ports to stop that raiding. Because as you saw, as soon as the trade was raided, our income, which was 7,600, became virtually nothing. This showing the importance of blockades can have on the economy, at least the player economy, maybe not the enemy's economy. So we're going to end our turn. Hope that Italy's strong enough to maintain its newly captured territories while we move on for the decisive battle over Paris. I've yet to run into Napoleon himself, so fingers crossed he still stays on the Eastern Front, but currently France is no longer at war with anyone apart from me, which is problematic. Fortunately, because I've got people garrisoning those ports now, it no longer means that they destroy my trade ports. This means they blockade them. That's probably a good tip to have if you're going to play Empire or Napoleon, to always have at least one crappy unit garrison your ports. Because worst case scenario, you get instead of having to repair your trade fleet, your port, you just have to wait until the French AI goes elsewhere. It's a pity that you don't do diplomacy for your protectors as well, because right now the Italian wars with Austria is making it difficult to create a new coalition.
There are naturally occurring resources in this region that are not currently being exploited. Development in these areas now will increase your nation's trade income later.
Tropas, adelante! ¡Acampar! Señor, a la orden. ¡Preparados! ¡En marcha!
This army will start moving down.
Tropas, adelante! ¡Acampemos! Sí, señor. Por la izquierda, en marcha.
Good. It's good to have protectors because the AI does a little bit of cheat, meaning that they're gonna have a full stack army now. Probably not particularly good full stack army, but still full stack, meaning that I no longer have to worry about getting screwed over too much economic. Trying to hold the north as well as the south. In terms of difficulty, I think the mod was supposed to be played with hard difficulty enabled, so I'm glad I had this on hard automatically. There have been a few cases where I have had mass routes and things like that, so it has been each battle has been adequately challenging enough to be warrant playing. So I can't complain about that. Very hard if you wanted a more gruesome, but of course the French, I've been mostly fighting other nations except the French, and of course the French units are the most powerful. So it was very difficult to gauge if it was the right difficulty for me. But fortunately, it was, because actually fighting the French with their Hollander attacks of 500 men, it's demonstrated the potency of the French army. Yes, I'm quite chuffed with my little baby nation of Italy I've formed in 1809. Pity about the Greeks. I had hoped the Greeks may have been more successful. One thing I disliked about Napoleon Total War, especially vanilla, was the fact you had to play through all the previous campaigns before you could play France in the coalition campaign, which was a bit of a nuisance. But with mods, of course, that completely wipes that issue from the table. That was the big issue of Napoleon. It was the limited campaigns. But fortunately, that changes. The mods basically corrected that. I just want to scare that army away. Oh, hello again, Duel. Yeah, I've just had dinner, and now we're beginning to march up to Paris. No, so what I've currently done for this week is because I've had time off, I've been streaming in the morning and then having lunch and streaming in the afternoon, just in case I get bored of a game. But here we go, looks like the French have moved out to face us. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 cavalry units. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 artillery units and the rest infantry. That's the cavalry what's going to be the nuisance here. I think I will be able to counter the artillery, but it'll be mostly a defensive battle this time. I don't think I'll be moving to engage. Hopefully I'll just be able to win and counter battery. But normally, yeah, I've done a bit of a change in my schedule from the streaming in the afternoon. Because that will change tomorrow because I'm back at work, so again, I'll be streaming in the afternoon. afternoon, and then Saturday, Sunday, but Sunday is going to be a late one. Plus, I want to get this done. We'll do that's an easy out of 10, and review on. It'll have to be gameplay, graphics, and maybe personal opinion as well. But really, the main ones are gameplay and graphics. Gameplay, graphics, and story. That will be the big three: gameplay, graphics, story. But of course, it will be coloured by personal opinion, won't it? And a solid out of 10 is pretty good. 5's too small, but you don't want to make it too complex. That's out of 10.
Cañón listo, señor. Para orden. Para orden. Para orden. Sí, señor.
I'm going to put this in the centre. With the artillery, with the infantry right behind. And that's fine. Yeah, but of course, yeah, let's keep it casual and things like that. But yeah, definitely, if you've got absolutely, it's going to be maybe prefer. It's up to you. We can decide together, whichever you want as well. Otherwise, it'll just be
vulnerable to destruction by cannon fire.
one-sided affair, won't it?
May become sitting targets for artillery. To occupy a building, simply select your unit and right-click on the building to deploy them inside.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Yeah, AI's got to be a big one, especially if you're doing strategy games. Yeah, I think you're right on that. No point having a interesting game if they're just like the AI gives no challenge. What are you doing?
Our men are running, sir.
1 sec, I'm going to reload that battle. What are you doing? What are you doing, tanks? What are you doing, artillery? You just like they've mopped up. I don't like watching my artillery get destroyed because of the AI. But yeah, AI's got to be a big one.
Retrocedan.
Map design's also going to be a big one. Like if it's all flat maps, it's going to be rather boring. Especially like with Napoleon. I've noticed with Napoleon, there's got a lot of flat maps. There's no mountainous maps to do a Borodino off. No, that's good. Good idea. It's a good idea because it'll make a difference from just always playing games as well. We actually get to talk about games. And plus, I think we could do a pretty good job of it as well, because of course we got no skin in the game, so everything we say is going to be pretty honest.
Artillería, a la orden. Soldados, preparen los motores. Grupo a la orden. Sí, señor. Estado Mayor, a la orden. Grupo a la orden. Estado Mayor, señor. Sí, señor. Grupo a la orden. Grupo a la orden.
No, that's a very good idea. You guys can go in reserve over here, and these chaps expand up over on the right.
Socket bayonets offer all the advantages and none of the disadvantages of other bayonet types. The units will start every battle with their bayonets already fixed, ready to show cold steel to anyone foolish enough to come close.
Sí, señor. Paso ligero. Grupo a la orden. Sí, señor.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
So I suspect the enemy cavalry is going to do a MURAT charge on this, so I've got to be careful not to get too badly smashed.
A la orden.
There's the glorious French army running into battle. And where's the cavalry hordes? No idea, but there's the artillery hordes. There they are.
Irregulares. Sí, señor. Presión de sangre.
Fan these boys out. Another barrage.
Sir! Sir, our general is under attack.
Listo, señor.
It's a lot of artillery there, isn't it? That's a French battery. The French battery is bigger than my battery, but I'm hoping my battery is more experienced. Shit, you reminded me. Cav.
Guardia revolucionaria.
Looks like we had a cav out here though, so the first wave of chargeurs have been well and truly pushed off.
Irregulares! Our men are running!
Comes back. We in oh, we're getting there.
Our men are running, sir.
Right, who's routing? Right, we've got canister. Let's switch canister.
¡Cañón mediano! ¡Cañón!
Come on, fire the canister.
Our men are running, sir.
Cavalry push.
Our men are running, sir.
It. Form square. On form square. Yeah, very aggressive French attack on the centre. My right's pretty much. Well, my right is up in the air as well.
running for?
It's alright, we've broken them. We've broken the centre.
Our men are running for.
With the cavalry counter-attack, we've broken the centre.
Our men are running for.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can push the cavalry through and exploit, you know what I mean. So once the cavalry's through, and push through to the cannons.
Our men are running for.
Is one cav going to get through? I think it is.
Our men are running for.
So yeah, a lot of my cav are fleeing, but at least I was able to get one through.
Infantería a la orden.
They were pushed off by enemy counter cav. No, Joe, watch it. Yeah, well, take a look. I haven't. I don't normally watch Arc
Our men
streams,
are
but
running for.
I am a fan of the idea of piracy, man. Especially if it's done properly. If like people know what they're doing, they can actually do pretty well in those sorts of games. So definitely will take a look at it. I'll check the VOD. Probably after this, once I've beaten France. Yeah, because I need something to watch when I go to bed at night, you know. How big's the pirate ship? Is it a big boy? Are we talking frigate?
Our men are running for.
Oh, that's where we go. That's what we'd like to see. Big boys. All it takes is some ganker to find you now and sink you. That's all we need. Alright, where's my cavalry? I need to reform the cavalry into a a actual organised force. That's good. That's good. So you don't get any memers coming to ruin your day. The one boys, come on, hold. Yeah, the last survivor of the right flank. What is it? The 6th Regiment of Foot. Hey, Cav. Oh, fair one. You know what game I really liked? I think it was called, what was it? Black Wake or something like that. And you played, it was a team game and you were in charge of ships and you had to sink the enemy ships and you had to like repair them, load the cannons, things like that. It was a really interesting game. I just wish they, what do you call it? They'd made bigger ships. Yeah, but I think it's died a death now, but Black Wake was a load of fun. Okay, they've moved their artillery up. My cav is still in absolute shit state.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Yeah, when do you want to play it? I'll download it when you want to play it. You're going to take damage, aren't you, from the charge? Oh no, you're not. That's good. Oh, and thank you for the follow. Artillery pieces still exist, which is good. Yeah, give it a go. It'd be a fun diversion from Total War. Oh, fair one. I mean, how much is that? If I could get it for you next month once payday comes in. It's just a meme game. You're not going to play it to death, but it's still pretty good. We'll see. We'll see if I'm bored. If I'm really bored, I will consider it. So to speak. So I'm no longer going to charge our artillery because although we destroyed some batteries, most of the guys routed on the push through. The only surviving regiment on the line. Being pestered by Cav. You ran out of ammo, haven't you? Yeah, they ran out of ammo. Oh god. In which case I'm not getting it. I refuse to get arc. Never. I mean, I've got Rust, and that is literally rusting in my Steam library. That is a rusty game. I'm pretty sure if you cut yourself on my copy of Rust, you'd get tetanus. That was an interesting battle, but I had that in the bag. Once I had my cavalry in reserve. I was like, yeah. I think they rebalanced Cav with this mod as well, so Cav actually is pretty potent against infantry when it's not in square. Holy fuck. That's why you don't frontally charge cannons. A lot of dead boys. You gonna make it? I miss puckle guns. Puckle guns were funny. get an army of Puckle guns in Empire Total War and just 10 you had Gatling guns.
Our men are running, sir.
Too much artillery. Too much French artillery. They love their artillery pieces. That was a fun battle. Yeah, that arty was a treat. See, I'm always disappointed in my arty. I switched from the canister fire and I never actually see the fruits of my labour when I use them. You're a little bugged, aren't you? Yeah, you're a little bugged. That is 12-pounder cannons. Normally I'll use 6-pounder or 9-pounder, but I'll try and use 12-pounders when possible for the largest caliber of cannons, because of course the larger the caliber, the bigger the boom. It was those grenadier chevals that were protecting the cav which made the attack fail with my cavalry. Yeah, I always go for the biggest cannons when possible. I'm a big fan of big old cannons. That's why I liked in Empire the great batteries the Russians had. Glorious victory from war. That hopefully leaves Paris open for the next army. But it was pretty costly. I lost a lot of units on retreats. Fortunately, the centre with the cavalry reserve is what saved us. I suppose I could have retreated the cannons, but I wanted them to do as much damage as possible to canister.
Hemos triunfado.
Yep. 4,000 of mine killed, 6,000 of theirs killed. Torn between cannons. Fair one. The puckle gun was fun. I liked the puckle gun. Puckle gun and howitzers with limestone shot. That was a pretty healthy meme.
A retirarse.
I know that feeling, especially after work when I'm tired. Also, that's why I started playing Uni of Command 2 because I can play one scenario and then come back and then end the day. And that's also why I play Resident Evil Village, because it was a pretty casual game just to get into, play for a bit, and then leave. I'd probably just play Mountain Blade Bannerlord multiplayer for a little bit if I were you. Just play like a couple of rounds of that, and then end the day. There's nothing's worse than coming home from work and thinking, oh, I've got to stream now, and picking a game you don't want to stream, or you just don't feel like getting into, because some games you've got to get into, if you know what I mean. A lot of Total War's like that. A lot of Total War games, you've got to sit down and think, okay, I'm gonna actually, play the game. Whereas like Resident Evil Village was just, oh, shut my brain off, listen to the story. Oh, that's depressing. That's depressing, bro. Nothing's worse when that happens. Oh, that's soul crushing. That's why I'm waiting for the workshop to come out. Once the workshop's out and it's done, and they've got Napoleonic Warfare on it, I'm going to reinstall it. But I'm waiting right now for the Napoleonic Warfare to come out for Bannerlord. So I either march on Paris, or I do Napoleon and march on their second army. It's got to be the march on Paris.
Inicien el asedio.
Yep, we're going to fight this battle because it is Paris. I'm going to fight that battle and retreat the second army back into my territory to replem. The game started thinking I'll only have 4 cannons because I don't want to be too OP, and then as time has gone on I've been adding more and more cannons to my army, so now I've got like a whole stack of cannons. I still have yet to find Napoleon though. I wonder where he's snooping. Maybe he died in the battle, I doubt it though. Hill, any hills? Yeah, he's still chilling in Russia, probably. Probably.
Preparen los cañones.
Los Canoles.
Damn this weather, sir. Wet powder makes misfires a certainty.
Yeah, this is the closest hill. A good idea to like zoom in, and this is the closest hill I've got. And then the rest is sort of undulating ground, so I'm going to plonk most of my army, most of my tanks, not tanks, most of my artillery there and advance forward. The skirmish is going to keep in reserve. And the cav are going to keep in reserve as well behind the main army. Yeah, they're so bloody hard to come by. You know, trying to actually find hills in this game is like trying to find the Holy Grail. When you find a big hill at the start, you're thinking, ah, I don't have to move.
glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Cañón mediano. Artillería a la orden.
We shall see what the AI does. Yeah. Probably the most intelligent thing to do would be to do that, but Darthmod does improve the AI, but not to the extent where it's, you know, real smart. It's probably around about Attila level where it will actually try to be aggressive and attack decisive points, but it won't. Not going to do some high IQ maneuvers. Still, it's been impressive enough in some battles to make me panic, or make me have to react to it. Like that charge from the centaur, I had to react to it, you know? I couldn't just do an empire and just make one long line and just wait and watch the line battle. I just wish my cannons were more accurate. I think they're more accurate in the base game of Napoleon, but I think Darthmod reduced the accuracy a little bit to make it a bit more accessible for the AI, make it less artillery focused. You're at grand battery stage. Are they going to move in? Let's see what they do. See if they actually move into the town. Oh, that's a nasty one. They've got to push because I've got the artillery advantage. There's a very interesting multiplayer they had in this game where you could play campaign, but put your battles on online. So if you could play a campaign battle, but you could play the battle against a human opponent. So it meant like this battle, I could be fighting against the player right now. If it was unmodded. Okay, I think my artillery zeroed in now. Yeah, against the garrison, these guys just don't have any artillery to challenge me, so I can just like sit back and I'll wait for them to march into position. Jesus. I would not want to be in this brigade or regiment. That, yeah, and that's completely collapsed. What's going on over here? I'm in a really good position right now because the artillery is on a slope and I'm on an inverse slope. This is just pure luck, not actually skill, meaning that my cannons can fire over the heads into the valley and into the enemy lines. No, I haven't watched The Patriot. It's got Mel Gibson in it, hasn't it? Yeah, I've heard it's got a pretty interesting, hopefully a pretty good film. Actually, quite like Mel Gibson films, if I'm honest. Yeah, I don't want to say that. I don't want to mention the fact that poor old England gets the good, United Kingdom gets the good news in The Patriot. I think they do a pretty bad job. I think they do a very good job of demonising us. Yeah, I like Hacksaw Ridge as well. Hacksaw Ridge was a good film. Oh, fair one. But then again, I never watched the film, I just heard reviews of it. So it'd be very hypocritical of me to... it'd be wrong of me to have too much of an opinion on it. Artillery, what are you doing? That's some danger close right there. This is a pretty easy battle because the enemy army here is not very strong. This is just more set piece battle. That's fair. I heard they're going to do a Passion of the Christ 2. Well, Mel Gibson's in the works to get a Passion of the Christ 2 in. It's a pretty easy battle, not enough enemy units to make it a challenge. And none of the enemy units are particularly strong. This is just more admiring the artillery. This artillery is really good. I'm very impressed with my artillery this battle. As you can see, just doing God's work. It was just in the right place where we met to engage, where they could fire over the heads of my guys. Yeah, doing the Lord's work. Don't know what the French garrison is doing. The 10th Regiment of Foot. Like, I think that's all. That's like everything up to here is artillery. Hard difficulty. Enough to give you a challenge when you're against decent armies, but not enough to make you sweat. I think next time I'll try very hard as well to see if it's up to snuff. Also, it's not particularly fair on the AI either, because all my guys are getting more experience as the war goes on. So these guys I don't think are experienced at all. Medium's too easy. The medium they'll just rout immediately. Whereas with hard they'll actually try and they'll actually be able to get to your ranks. But this is old garrison, so none of these units are actually any good. These French units. Let's slow it down and see where this artillery lands. Vanilla Play 4 AI is not very good at all. It's pretty bad. It's really not good at all. Expert AI is a little better, but the only way you lose against the vanilla AI is from lack of understanding, if you know what I mean. about what you need to do. Once you actually know what you're doing, you know how division templates work and things like that. It's very difficult to lose against the AI unless you're like playing, I don't know, New Zealand and you try and invade the USA. And just watching the cannon do its, as the cannons just tear holes through the lines. That'd be hard as nails to do, you just wouldn't have enough units. You wouldn't have enough units whatsoever. You could do it, it just would be it just wouldn't be fun to do it, you know? You just need to you need to get Australia fascist first. That's the problem. You need to get Australia fascist first, so you need to go down a certain focus tree, and then that's going to take you a couple of years, and then after you're going to need to justify war and invade the Netherlands, preferably before world tension's high enough for the UK or the Allies to guarantee it, and then once you've taken that, then you probably have the manpower to invade. To invade the US. Alternatively, you could go Axis as soon as possible, try and invade the US, and if you don't successfully do it before 1939, they're just gonna have too much manpower, unless you were playing ahistorical and the US goes fascist. So I can loot this and then leave. I'm gonna loot it, and then I'm gonna do a peace deal with France. Done. Then I'm going to buy back my islands. Oh, I need to repair this stuff first. And I'm going to buy back my island, hopefully off the UK. No. How much money am I going to make a turn? 4,000, no. No. Shame. Yep. Paris is now under our control. We're pretty strong now. I should be able to recruit more units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artillery pieces. More infantry. And soon we're going to get to the stage where basically the world is no longer a threat now that France has been taken care of. And hopefully I'll be able to make enough money once I've repaired France to be able to buy back the Balearic Islands off Great Britain. Even though it's not really necessary, I just don't like losing home territory to another nation. I was happy to give up Ottomans, and I was happy to give up Italy, but I'm not happy to give up Spanish clay. That's a viable strat as Great Britain in this game. Land, loot Paris, flee back to the UK, use that money to build up your economy, and just rinse and repeat. Wait for France to retake Paris and just keep going back and forth between Paris, UK, Paris, UK. And that'll give you enough money to effectively win. I'm going to turn that into a puppet. I'm going to turn the swish into my little bitch. But this will be the final video, I think, for Napoleon Total War for a while. Yeah, UK will just turtle and occasionally be a nuisance.
Demands to your national leader as they are unhappy with the current government. Failure to comply will lead to an organized...
A la orden. Vamos. En marcha. Ordena
The
algo
only
más.
key issue here is that you'll constantly get rebellions now with Paris. So normally you can take Paris but not hold it for a few turns, so you've got to keep on coming back and forth to retake it, which is a bit of a nuisance, but not the end of the world. So we're going to do some more negotiation. Garbage. Looks like they're not going to do it anytime soon until I get enough money to do it. So it's going to be a lot of time waiting. Lots of turns waiting. How much gold a turn? I pay taxes now as well. Pay debts. Pay debts. $7,000 gold a turn. That's lovely, lovely stuff. Yeah, the Darthmod is his little signature. Basically, the experts get the officer expert is Darth Vader, and the diplomacy or campaign map is Princess Leia. I think I find in a lot of Total War games is once you take out their main capital, especially in like Empire, Napoleon, and even Rome too, um, the actions collapse because that's where their hubs are, their main source of income, and their main army suppliers. So at this stage, even though France is big, it's no longer really a big threat, so to speak, because it can no longer wield the excessively large armies it's used to. But I'm pretty proud of my papal state. I'm pretty proud of what it's become, my Italy. Yeah, this is getting towards a snowball phase where any sort of declaration of war is just is more of a mild nuisance rather than an actual threat. Which is quite funny, really. In the space of 10 turns, it came to it went, or maybe 20 turns. It was a up in the air game. Oh, whoa, no, Mr. Bot. It was an up in the air game, and now
Rioting has
it's
broken out in this region as the lower orders have become too unhappy.
well, an easy victory about to happen. That's the curse of lots of Total Wars until they added things like Realm Divide and things like that to add the extra challenge or Chaos Invasion. There we go, France has declared war. So that's why Shogun and that had that put in place to prevent that from happening. So we are at Snowball Phase. Also, I can get this territory back pretty easy because it's all about money in this game, so I can literally just pay 80,000 gold. I can just turtle for like 20 turns and buy this back off the British. Same with Caen and Normandy. Let's raise another army.
A la espera de órdenes. Aguardamos órdenes.
That's why I always tend to find Total War games very bittersweet, because once you've got that you've got through the initial strategic considerations, once you get to that sort of OP stage, you're like, oh, okay, what do I do now? These guys are going to rebel. I may have to declare war on France again. If rebellions work the way I think they do. If I get a rebel army, we'll be fine. I've got 80 units there. "80 big boys." But it's a pity I never actually came across Napoleon in this battle, in this campaign. Never ran into him. I reckon this is where France implodes. Because you can have the Russians on the east. I'm going to be on the west. Once I deal with the Swiss Confederation, and France is just going to slowly and surely get eaten up. Especially if Austria joins it. But I think Austria's too busy fighting for its life with the Ottoman Empire. I'm pretty proud because I created this. It's nice with the Napoleon Total War knowing that the allies and vassals and protectors you create are going to remain loyal, or mostly remain loyal for the majority of the game. They're not just going to do a Rome Total War or a Warhammer on you. and just go, oh, I know you've just liberated me, but I'm about to stab you in the back in about 5 turns. You know in this game that the boys you liberate are going to be loyal to the end. So you actually feel like it's a good idea to hand things over to your allies.
Rebellions grow in strength over time, the more they're left unchecked. Always act quickly in these instances.
Yeah, this isn't a problem.
Otherwise the uprising may capture a route.
La victoria será nuestra. La victoria es nuestra. Adelante por la corona y la nación. Somos poderosos y no nos rendimos. Por la izquierda.
That's
En
nice.
marcha.
And this will keep going for a couple of turns, so stand by
A la
for
orden.
that. Oh, there's more of them.
Soy su humilde servidor. ¿Qué ordena su majestad?
Okay.
Señor. Señor.
Interesting flag. The gentlemen because they've been expelled from the university in France, all the gentlemen have just fled. See, so I think we should review the games we currently have in our library. So the games we're currently playing or we want to play, because we don't want to go out of our way to buy games just to review them. So I think, of course, Rome Remastered is probably a good game to review. Then Rome 2 will be a good review for, and any other games you think we want to play or we've played. Those are the first 2 we can review. Yeah, more cost effective. I think it's not. I think this is the reviewing is something we do when it's convenient rather than going out of the way to review. So like when we both have a couple of games, we'll do a review of it rather than looking for games to review. We review games we've already played, or think if you know what I mean. So, for example, I'm currently playing Napoleon Total War, or I've just bought Napoleon Total War. You've just bought Napoleon Total War. Ah, we both bought the game. Let's review it. Yeah, yeah. Because that'd be very expensive in the long term. It's like, I've got no money. Why? Because I'm reviewing Doki Doki Literature Club. Why are we reviewing that game? Because I ran out of games to review for this month. Yeah, I thought you had Doki Doki Literature Club. I bet you have all the anime games in your library. What's the current game? Oh yeah, there's a current game which is on the upcoming and popular, something like that, or popular upcoming, and it's called Succubus Cafe. And I'm thinking, who would buy that game? I would be embarrassed. If I bought that game, I'd be embarrassed my friends would see it. Okay. I'd be paranoid that after one day, one day I'd forget to be on offline mode and someone would catch me playing, I don't know, playing that game. This is a big old battle. I wonder if my game's going to crash. And that's the plan. Camp it out. When in doubt, camp it out. It's not camping, I'm strategically defending a sound position. Oh. Oh. Yeah. That's why the multiplayer never really took off in this game, because the person who had the most cannons tended to win. And so they had to put rules in to limit the amount of cannons. Got a lot of weak units here. I'm going to pull out the weak units and reform them elsewhere. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not do? Really a meme thumbnail. Like, purposely low effort, yeah. Purposely mediocre.
Glorious victory, sir! It's soon to be yours.
Artillería a la orden!
They must have a lot of artillery pieces, or that smoke is from something, I don't know. Yeah, there's the artillery pieces, an awful lot of them. Sorry, Napoleon, but there's no Waterloo for you. You're not marching on Paris. Where's my artillery landing? That's a thing with the smoke, you can't actually see what's going on. Nice. Thanks, Dawn. What message have you got for me now? Not even gonna form square.
Guardia revolucionaria! Guardia revolucionaria!
Out of principle, I have no intention of forming square. Okay, where's my cavalry? Cavalry, I've got a plan for you.
Guardia revolucionaria!
I'm a bit scared about this unit here.
Cañón listo, señor.
Guardia revolucionaria!
I want to chase the artillery down. Come on, Cav, let's move. Oh. No forming square for you. Yeah, that artillery is just winning. Right, that literally, that unit's just completely gone. No chance. No chance. Okay, cavalry is moving up. We're almost in a position to deal with the artillery. So they've kept a lot of dragoons in reserve.
Our men are running, sir.
To be expected, but it's not the end of the world. I just need that artillery wiped out.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, semi-successful. I think like those cav are going to get deleted. They are going to get routed and wiped, but it was just to reduce the numbers of artillery. So once I do push, my guys aren't just going to get wiped out by the enemy. They've done their little push. Now it's my turn for the counter-attack. They had their fun. Now it's my turn. Yeah, all the cav are gone. They've routed from the battle. Just that they've also got a lot of cav themselves, so you have to be careful. Cleared most of it. Still a few of them. There's like one. See, that's all infantry now. They've all been routed, pushed off it. I've cleared most of them, which is good. I've spiked the guns, I suppose. That's my artillery doing the damage to myself. Come on, fire. There we go. Not good. That right flank's a bit pants.
Our men are running for.
Yeah, quite much. Doesn't help they keep reforming. Just stay routed, eh? Yeah. They keep on reforming up, it's pissing me off. My left flank has been hit by a cavalry charge I wasn't paying attention to, so that's forced up. I've allowed a lot of my units to rout. I don't think I could go another. I don't think I could do another rebellion right now, if I'm honest. That's why this. Once the British strat is you don't actually hold on to France. You loot it, then run away. Reform, square it up. Oh god, this little puppy square. Oh! 62nd Regiment of Foot. Well done, boys. Then Babby Square. Used to be 172 of them, now there's only 63. Yeah, so the trick is if you get cavalry to attack the artillery pieces, I think the AI won't reuse it. So even if the cavalry does get pushed off, they don't reuse it. So it's actually sometimes pretty good to sacrifice your cavalry to hit an artillery column. The soundtrack in this is actually pretty nice. Nowhere near as good as the Rome Total War, but still for what it is, for the setting and that, I think it fits rather well. So, where are most of the bodies? Here. A lot of bodies. Soundtrack, yeah, soundtrack's probably something we look at. Yeah, most of this line was artillery inflicted, I think. Ah, that's good. Ping me the list as well. So I know what to look for myself. I wish there was a way you could see proportion of enemy bodies compared to yours on the battlefield, because everyone's wearing white uniforms, so it's like, yeah, I gotta ping that sweet list. So this was the initial line, and I suspect that's where all the enemy died. And then I think this is where we took some casualties ourselves. No, that's a fair one. I'm more of the cack of the, winging it guy. So I just literally just wander on a day and be like, yeah. So I haven't done any notes. I haven't actually played the game. So let me just wing it and tell you how it's and tell you how good it is. I watched someone else play it for 2 hours. So yeah, exactly.
Gloriosa victoria.
So who got the most kills? What was my artillery doing? 24 kills, 33, 73. Not a lot of kills with this artillery. But it's more to do with the shock, really.
Por la izquierda. En marcha. Su Majestad. Firmes e invictos. Destrúyanlos. Orgullosos y victoriosos. Listos y a la espera de órdenes. A instalar el campamento.
General. Backing general. Good defender and skilled siege artist.
Su Majestad.
There we go. And I'm building another army here to invade the Swiss.
¿Algo más? Mi señor.
France has become the new Germany. I'll be pretty irritated if France is able to push Russia. If I'm honest with you, because I've done so much damage to their economy and to their armies. Yeah, not really. The French haven't really been very proactive in their counter-attacks or defense, really. Well, the saving grace is that armies are pretty good when they've actually got armies. So even though they're not on the campaign particularly aggressive towards me, each battle's still pretty enjoyable because they're yeah, they're being a bit French about it. Fair one. No, no peace trio. I'm going to turn you into a puppet as soon as I
There are
can be
naturally
bothered.
occurring resources in this region that are not currently being exploited. Development in these areas now will increase your nation's trade income later.
Adelante por la corona y la nación. Soy su humilde servidor.
You know what I want? More artillery. I get to the stage where I just want to meme it with artillery.
Señor, a la orden. Mi señor. Seguimos. Vamos. En marcha. Señor.
Pikes and artillery. Oddly enough, the pikes and Empire are actually pretty powerful in melee. So you actually, back when does the game start? 1600s. If you actually did a pike army, you actually did pretty well. I'm gonna have another revolt, and I'm gonna have to deal with it. Yeah, I used to have like 10 units of artillery in Empire. So puckle guns, howitzers, cannons, and then the rest would just be like standard line infantry. They had to make rules in multiplayer just like ban artillery because of how powerful it was. You just couldn't assault a position because artillery is just too powerful. A bit like pikes as well, multiplayer. Pikes were so powerful as well. And that's why they had to, otherwise you just have entire armies of pikes and the game became mind-numbingly tedious. Yeah, I wonder why the puckle gun didn't take off. I suppose it was quite, oh actually it sort of took off, it took off in naval combat, but didn't really take off. Oh, hard to make, right, Jay? And Gatling guns in the American Civil War, although they were invented, and they were never actually widespreadly used. And really, Gatling guns are more actually semi-automatic rather than automatic. If you want to be technically tedious about it.
The rioters by lowering taxes, or send in the troops to put them down. Whatever you do.
Sí, mi señor, sí. Mi señor. Por la izquierda. En marcha.
How's the army? Getting
Señor, a la orden. Soy su humilde servidor. Mi señor. Soldados, adelante.
and the rest is going to be nothing but artillery. Have you repaired this yet? No. We're gonna have another rebellion. I'm glad I got Marseille and I kept it. And Marseille has been pretty useful as a base of operations for northern campaigns. I think it wasn't a Boxer Rebellion because we tried to sell them opium and they didn't want it. It was like, yeah, we no longer want your opium. And you're like, whoa now. Can't say no to me. You will buy the opium. And actually, Chinese history is just really interesting in general. I was watching a really old TV series on the Romance of the Three Kingdoms with like Liu Bei and Liu Bu and Cao Cao. It's all very actually pretty interesting. Just the constant backstabbing and betrayals and general failures in everyone.
Rebellions grow in strength over time, the more they're left unchecked. Always act quickly in these instances, otherwise the uprising may capture a region.
Cedan terreno. Preparados. Despedácenlos. ¡Hurra! ¡Hurra! ¡Destrúyanlos! Firmes e invictos. ¡Aplástenlos como moscas! ¡Hemos triunfado! ¡Preparados! ¡En marcha!
Yep, the rebellions are a bit OP. A little bit OP. That's okay. We've got cannons for days in the main army, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, as long as we got cannons, we'll be fine.
¿Preparados? ¿Qué ordena su majestad? Sí, señor. ¡En marcha!
And this is just going to be a full artillery army. That's why in the base game, like coalitions and that, as a UK, although it's very easy to take Paris, it's not very easy to hold it. So it's actually your best bet is to go there, loot it, retreat, come back, loot it, retreat, and just keep doing it over and over until you're wealthy enough to have at least 2 full stack armies. I was going to see how Russia's doing. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. If I see Russia losing a single province to the French, I'll be this close to rage quitting. This is like, come on now. You know it's bad when Italy is doing better than Russia. I actually saw Italy take Venice. Of course, they've lost. Oh no, they've retaken it. You know, Italy is being more proactive and more aggressive than Russia. And I was giving him 15k gold a turn for like 20 turns as well. Don't really want to fight this battle. More like bankrolling the Russians. I was giving the Russians 15k gold a turn. And you know what they did? They peaced out with France. I'm guessing they paid for peace. Yep. That's also a viable strat you can do as Great Britain. You can raid and loot Paris and give them money to your allies. But then you've got to expect the AI to do something. Same as before. Run to the hill. Hide on the hill.
Infantería a la orden. Sí, señor.
You can bankroll me.
Estado
I don't know, bro.
Sí, señor.
Been burnt too many times by the Total War AI.
Sí, señor.
This cavalry's going to go on the flank. Oh yeah, he did. You're very loyal about getting me out of that sticky wicket with the with the Egyptian civil war. I do have to admit. Full of support. And it was funny because I was looking at the Civil War risk and I was thinking, perhaps I should do something about this. You know what? I'll do it next turn. I'll sort it out. And sadly, they Civil War like the next turn. Yeah. Of course, back in the old days, yeah, you can just like back before they patched it and updated it, you could have one civil war, and that was like, oh, job done now. I don't have to worry about it. I'm not comfortable with my artillery's lack of fire support. Like if those guys are able to fire, there we go.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Doesn't feel very glorious.
Estado Mayor a la orden.
I'm almost doing the equivalent of corner camping now. Because I'm so concerned about the flank. See, they've got artillery, but I don't think they're in range. Yes, half the army is dead and wounded. Jolly spiffing good. What a spiffing success, old chap. That's a proper pasture. That's a proper bombardment. This is the bombardments I should have had in the base game. I think you can control the artillery as well, but I forgot what key it is. Oh no, that's Shogun 2. I'm not going to attack. Come on now. You know, last time I tried to attack the artillery, the entire cav reserve just destroyed me. Yes, they have unlimited ammo in Napoleon Total War. Yes, in a word. Only move when the enemy has got artillery superiority and you can't counter battery. Thus, you can see what happened with the multiplayer. People will just bring like their best artillery, have half an army of artillery, counter battery, see who won the engagement and surrender. There's a lesson here.
¡Guardias! ¡Infantería! ¡En cuadro! ¡Infantería! ¡Aguanten con firmeza! ¡Guardia revolucionaria! ¡Infantería! ¡En cuadro!
Not today, son. I saw your game. By the time they get to me, they'll be routed, even on hard difficulty. Like, the amount of artillery I brought to the game now is too much.
Our men are running for it.
Okay, we'll just form another square. Yeah, it does definitely. If you really want to achieve the game, it's bring as much artillery as possible. Of course, Darthmod has tried to balance it by reducing accuracy and things like that, but with like 40 unit limits, I can just ping 10 artillery pieces and watch the world end. Hopefully be balanced by economy because they're quite expensive to buy and maintain, but once you get to the mid to late game, it's no longer a problem. You know, financially, you no longer have to worry about these sorts of things. Yeah, multiplayer is broken. Multiplayer is actually broken. That's why they had to put rules in to limit the artillery you brought to a battle. In some cases, it's banning artillery completely.
Our men are running for it.
I'll be the left flank. Are you running left flank? I don't know who's running, but I can assume there's no one good. I remember in Empire you had to research how to kneel and fire. Yeah, you rushed it. When Empire Vanilla you rushed kneel by fire and just beat the rest of Europe with that one research tech. Cav, didn't see you. The game can't handle 40. It's getting to the stage where it's like, oh, what the hell is going on? It's like, it's not my engine, it's not me, but not my computer, because I'm moving around, there's no frame rate drop, it's literally the engine. I don't want to overexploit with this cavalry yet. Where are you going? Where are you going, Cab? You're routing, I thought you would. Because if we go all the way over here, there's still 1, 2 cav regiments in reserve. 2, 3 cav. No, 2 cavs and a general in reserve. And now all that cav's retreating back to the artillery. I can send the infantry up though. The infantry's up on the right. Point blank range, boys. And they wrapped immediately. Might be time to up the difficulty. They're very hard. Shit. Which one? Is the guy who can't do square because you're fucking me up with my reactions. There we go. More. Once I take Switzerland, I'm going to call it the end of this game, because there's no more challenge to be had. Like, once you're dealing with these sorts of armies, what were supposed to be the big boss endgame armies. Oh, I hate that. I hate how the AI's got so much artillery. Oh gosh. That just deleted him. Have, now that we've got have can be used to march them into here. Oh, still alive. I was worried for a second.
Our men are running, sir.
I don't blame you. Yeah. I wouldn't mind like living in the golden age of Rome, but I'd like to live like a Roman family, you know. Wouldn't live like a pleb, because and there's like no wars going, like Pax Romana. Because I think that would be pretty cool age to live at, because it'd be like normal, it'd be like civilization but without modern technology, and you could go to gladiatorial games, and you'd be able to chill out and be swimming around in a med and have public baths. That'd be a very interesting time, you know. But if I was a lowly, I think if I was just a commoner, probably around about this time really. Well, actually, if I was a commoner, let me think. Oh, it's a bit of a cop-out, isn't it? I would like to be living in revolutionary France in the Napoleonic period, because if I was a commoner, I'd have a chance to be
There are naturally
pretty
occurring
good,
resources in this region.
like doing the Napoleonic Wars. Yeah, you don't want to be a basic pleb.
¡Preparados! ¡Aplástenlos como moscas! Nadie podrá
I mean, even if you were like a
derrotarlos.
pleb Roman, you'd be fine, like a Roman citizen. But if you weren't a Roman citizen, you might as well just give up.
Señor. A la espera de órdenes.
Yeah, I think well, if you're a Roman citizen, you would you didn't have to work and you got paid just to live there and you got bread and games, even if you were like a pleb. But if you weren't a Roman citizen but you weren't a slave, you were still pretty low on the pecking order. Also, I wouldn't mind like living in Greece during like the Greek days, like before the Romans came, like when we had like Socrates and things like that, you know. I think Charlemagne's period would also be pretty based because of course Charlemagne's just like saving the world from backwardsness after the collapse of the Attila period. So if you're like a knight under Charlemagne, or maybe the high Middle Ages, if I was a knight, because I'd be walking around with suits of armor, being a baller dude. But if I was a peasant, then no, completely like skip the medieval period completely. If I was a peasant, I don't want to be on that gravy train. But if I was a noble or a knight, I wouldn't mind living in the high Middle Ages. Memes would say like the Crusades and that, but the Crusade is not a good time to be alive because you're gonna have a bad time dying of dehydration and disease.
Adelante, en marcha.
That'd be pretty cool to see Troy. I bet it's actually pretty underwhelming. I bet like the actual castle walls are only like 6 feet tall, you know.
Su Majestad.
But the Greeks
Sí, señor.
blagged it and said it was massive.
Preparados, en marcha. Su Majestad.
Or if you were like a proper 4D chess player, you could live in a time just before ancient discoveries. So I don't know, like live in the gold rush period in California and know exactly where the gold deposits were, or live in the sort of the oil rush period of American history, like but before it became a big thing, and you buy up all the land where the oil is. But then, of course, you'd need the money. But then again, no one would know what's under there. So you'd buy the land dirt cheap because it's just in the middle of the desert. You'd buy it, and then you just like wait. I always wonder what it would be like if you went back in time to sort of the Middle Ages, medieval period, and acted as an advisor. How that would play out, you know? Like you'd be able to show these guys like all these interesting discoveries, like basic medicine and the map of the world and cement and how to like cement and things like that.
Soy su humilde servidor. Por la izquierda, en marcha.
I can see that being pretty depressing. Like, oh, I'm going to see how the pyramids were built, and you rock up there, and it's just a load of slaves being fucking whipped, and a complete and absolute misery, and everyone's miserable, and it's just absolutely awful. And you're thinking, wow, this, maybe the classical civilization period wasn't as good as I initially thought it was. Oh yeah, it's just aliens. That'd be pretty cool. This alien mouse just chilling in Egypt, and you just ask them why they're chilling there. It's like, well, had nothing better to do. Or we'd go on holiday, ran into some cool dudes, had a couple of drinks, and thought it'd be a good banter to build the pyramids.
Señor.
I like to think, all the flying saucers right now with the American military being like, oh, look at these flying saucers, we try and capture them with our planes and they keep flying away. I like to think these aliens are just like pulling pranks and just being a general nuisance for the fun of it. Like they're daring each other to pester the American Air Force. Or it's just a dude with a balloon, with like a metal balloon which he controls. Or a drone. I think a lot of people just don't believe it, if I'm honest. It's like, look, aliens. Don't worry about the destruction of your economy or the collapse of the old world order. Let's look at these alien owls. Once I see some big mothership come down and ET pop out and say, "Listen, dudes, we're gonna need you boys to stop kicking off," then I'll start believing it.
A la orden. Soldados, adelante.
You see what's happening here with this army. I've got more artillery than infantry. But France has declared war. Any particular threat to me? Nope. I laugh if aliens had come down and they would base their entire foreign policy on the first person they met, and they run into some northern British drunk or some Australian, and it just gets completely verbally abused, and that's how we end up becoming extinct, because they ran into the wrong person and thought, I see. Get the plasma guns out. Yeah, because they're like telepathic hive minds. So if one does one thing, they all do the other. So they've all to come to the conclusion that everyone else is telepathic hive minds. So everyone will do the same thing together. So they come to Earth, where we're all a bunch of individuals, and they come across the first dude who's just a completely shit-faced, and the dude's like, the dude just tells them to F off back to Legoland, and it's like throws up on them, and they come to the conclusion that they've just been declared war and they nuked the Earth. That'd be a funny story to tell the grandkids. Or it's more like Liverpool. If the aliens landed in Liverpool, they'd like come back to their ship 5 minutes later and it's just gone. It's been stolen. And all what's left is like some Scouser speaking their own special language. Or, here's a good one. The aliens are complete screw-ups, but the one thing they got right was space travel. And they come to Earth, and we all like really pander to them and think, oh, you're really good guys, or we really want to help and be assistance to you. But they're an absolute mess of a species. But the one thing they got right was space travel. and so that's the one. So they do the best they can to act like really intelligent and act like really magnanimous, but stop us going into space or stop us coming to their home planet because they know how bad it is. Like, oh yeah, we're really advanced, and they're still using like stones. It's still the fucking Stone Age in ET land, but somehow they've got some magic element that gives them space travel. Yeah, they got spears. They got spears. Like, oh, this is my walking stick. Where's your laser weapons? We stopped using the laser weapons because they were just too violent. Just too aggressive. So we had to resort to traditional means of warfare. Yeah. Or an alien species that's one strength is to be as painfully irritating as possible, so no one really wants to deal with it. So it's been invaded by like 50 different alien races, but each time they've been so fed up by how irritating these aliens are that they keep on giving them independence. They actually pay money to the aliens to stop them coming to other planets. And that's how they become an empire, a space empire, by basically pestering everyone around them. Space naggers, Naggers, in case anyone wants to give me the old ban. Yeah, you got to be careful, especially with my mic. It's like, oh, it's like what do you call it? That South Park episode where they're doing that question episode. It's like a group of people you really hate, and it's got all the letters, but apart from the A. And so Randy Marsh is like, what's the answer to this? I know, and he says it. He says the word, and then it turns out it was actually naggers. I'm feeling a lot more confident now about my mic, so I think I can get away with just about pronouncing the more dangerous phrases, like Königstiger. Yeah, I don't know if I can say it like Königstiger. I used to be terrified of saying Königstiger in case there's like I got cut out in the mic. Also, because in Steel Division 2 there's a derogatory term for people that use Königstigers, and I was always scared that one day I would forget that I was streaming and say the phrase. Because no one likes Königstigers users. You getting in range yet, boys? You're getting there. I'm bringing the artillery up. So I had hoped to turn this into an absolute weapon of mass destruction, but sadly the artillery just decides not to play the game. Yeah, that's why I don't play a lot of Steel Division, because of the fear of raging one day because of the guys who use nothing but those tanks. Also, it's a game where I don't particularly agree with the route they've gone down. It was balanced for 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2s, but the most popular server or the most popular multiplayer lobbies are 10 versus 10s, and the devs just refused to sort of balance for 10 versus 10s. They're like, if the game was never meant for 10 versus 10s, yet your greatest success is with 10 versus 10s. So perhaps, just perhaps, you might like to square us away, devs, and give us 10 versus 10s. Could begin the march up, but I don't want to. I want to wait till my artillery's in position. Apparently this battle was stacked in against my favour, but I don't really agree. Yeah, I think the auto-resolve may be a little bit unbalanced at this stage. I'm pretty much on steamroll stage now that I've taken Paris. I've got so much money in the bank, and I've got such strong allies now. Just a case of when do I want to stop? And I think I'm going to stop once I beat the Swiss. The French have declared war on me, so now I'm in a case of a slippery slope of one click itis, one more turn itis. You're in position, boys and girls. Yes, you are. And deploy. Alright, let's take a look at this volley once they've parked up.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Whoa, hello. No, you had howitzers. Yeah, it's like this big flash of light. I was like, oh, I see. Where's my brigade gone? Oh, these are actually decent French. Are they decent French units? Not really. But at least they're somewhat useful, like fusiliers and that. So. I've got so much artillery now. It's just. What are these? These are 12 pounders, are they? Yeah, they're all 12 pounders. So the damage these guys are going to inflict is just going to be disgusting. I would not want to be that artillery. I can't even I've got to slow down because if I actually play it real time, my screen is literally gonna come out the laptop because of how much shaking is going on. Let's admire the animations. Oof. There's a cannonball. Let's follow the cannonball. Oof. There's the next cannonball. Oh, next one. I mean, they got some courage. They are still holding it. Naughty. Those howitzers are naughty. I don't like that. Why can't I have some howitzers? How clever the AI to retreat across behind this hill. I was pretty intelligent of it. Are you in a good spot yet? I'm going to risk it and see if I can hold here and not have to charge up. Yes, that's good. I'll be honest, I can't see anything. Oh, these French just do not. I can only form square before the cav charges. So sometimes it's a good idea to form square on the sides after the charge, but once the cav have charged, I can no longer form square. Like now I can form square, you see. Oh shit.
Our men are running, sir.
Who's running where? Skirmishes? Ooh, skirmishes. I haven't seen the AI use skirmishes in a while. That flash with the houses is nice. I like that. Yeah, Bannerlord Warband has a Napoleonic mod, and if you form square and crouch, you actually form a pike wall. And so actually if you form square in a regimental battle against cav, it's actually really effective.
Our men are running, sir.
Who's running where? I'll be this side. You guys are not good. Yeah, all I'm waiting for is that Napoleonic Warpoint mod. Once that's out, I'm a happy boy. I quite like the mod in the original Warband where you could just be a mercenary. That was a pretty fun way of playing as well. And there was a Storm of Swords, I think, or a what do you call it? A Game of Thrones mod as well. Pretty fun. Where you could pick a side and fight like Stannis the Manus or some other dude. I'm not gonna fight like that. That's it. That's the spirit. Jesus, it's 4:35 already. I didn't even notice. Time flies when you're having fun, I suppose. I'd agree. Yeah, phalanx type faction, that'd be pretty cool.
¡Victoria! ¡Por la izquierda! ¡En marcha! ¡Prepárense para la guerra!
I could just retreat this army out.
Por la izquierda. En marcha.
Attempt, put you in here.
Y a la espera de órdenes.
Recruit some troops.
Adelante. Por la corona y la nación. La victoria es nuestra. A la orden.
Send this army up to Brussels.
Listos.
I think I'm going to
Señor.
end once I take Switzerland. I don't care if I even take here anymore because pretty clear that I've won this now.
Su majestad. Preparados. Listos. Y a la espera de órdenes.
Oh, you're full now, are you? Okay.
This panel shows you the information about a given general working for your nation. His name, position on the map, personality traits, and attributes relating to his military abilities.
How about no? How about no? No, I just didn't have any armies there. I still don't think they're in a position to be of any actual danger to me. It's not like Attila where I'm like worried every single turn's going to be my last. This one's just a case of, okay, I left Paris undefended, I'll just have to retake Paris.
Seguimos.
What? Oh, okay.
Señor, a la orden. Comiencen el asedio. Objetivo asediado, señor.
There you go, send this army over here.
Vamos.
Two
En
armies,
marcha, sitiado.
save. Victory.
Poderosos y no nos rendimos.
Peace for the occupy. Place this. Fix. Max.
Su
Army stays
majestad.
there. This army moves over. So I'm just going to use the this army on here, and then I'm going to call it the end of this campaign, because I don't think the French are going to be any more of a problem. On the west, Russia's done nothing. Apart from taking Galicia, I think they maybe took Galicia, and that's about it. Oh, France, you want to peace out? No. Okay. Full stacks for days. They certainly love their full stacks. And I'll probably do a custom battle. I'd have you have nothing but artillery on one side, and this and the other side has oh no, an army of militia or something like that. Just for the fun of it. As a final adieu. Like, oh, I'm so proud of my little Italian nation. We've done so well. He's got his own navy and everything now. And Denmark has done nothing this entire game. Now he wants a peace treaty. No. I am going to test out my weapon of mass destruction on you. My army of mass destruction. Yep. I know you'd be on strike. Fine. Because I can repay you now.
Mi señor.
Hopefully one more turn, that's fine. Keep this up because I wonder if I can lower the taxes on you to make you happier. No. Oh well.
Sí, señor.
Yeah, we'll call it a day on this battle.
Preparados. Formen la línea para la batalla.
The Great Bombard. And that will be the end of the campaign here because there will be some fiddling, there'll be a bit of tightness up north in Paris with the old rebellion, but I don't think France has got anything left really. Hopefully I've got myself a nice hill. I don't have a nice hill. Well.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cannons. 11 cannon divisions. How many cannons that is actually on the battlefield? Four. So 44 cannons are on the battlefield. Probably Red Dead Redemption, I reckon. Red Dead 2. Maybe finish off Unity of Command. Either this evening or tomorrow, depending when it installs. But then I've got work on Thursday, so I can't keep streaming. Yeah, I'll give Monday a go, I reckon. We'll do Monday. Oh no, Tuesday. It will have to be a Tuesday afternoon job for. What do you want to do? You want to do the review, or do you want to do the Rome 2 game? I'll do the review then, I reckon. I'll get my notes out Sunday. I think it's time we switched to... Oh. Maybe not. Okay, now switch to grape shot. Ah, fair one. Fair one.
Grupo a la orden.
Get these guys nice and ready.
Infantería. Guardia. Guardia.
Fair one. It's going to be a long one to get a review at Rome Total War.
Cañón mediano.
Once they're in formation, this is going to be beautiful. It's going to be such a beautiful thing to watch. Once they're in, like, in range.
Guardia revolucionaria. Batería a la orden.
There we go, the first one's in range. Fire then. Don't let the team down. That was rather disappointing. I had expected a bit more pizzazz with that. I'll have to reinstall it just to have it on in the background while I'm playing it. Wonder if you've already installed it, can't I just screen share a view? Must be done. Well, I think I uninstalled Rome. Oh no, I know I do. I'll put one of my videos on the background when we talk about it. I'm gonna need you guys to reload pretty quickly. And they're gonna charge it. Yeah, I thought they would. Come on, come on, boys. Oh, I gotta reinstall the shagging thing. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. 40 gigs. 40 gigs of my life wasted on Saturday. You're a bad man, Door. Nah, you're right. We can play some multiplayer while we wait, you know? Or some custom battles or something like that. Look at that. There we go, that's what we needed. But most of the units are dead now, they've been completely destroyed by the
Our men are running,
by
sir.
the shrapnel shot. Yeah, we'll do custom battles. Not that bad, I'll just reinstall it Monday night.
Our men are running, sir.
Get a volley off, get a volley off. That's a shame. Oh well. Oh, they got a volley off, so that sort of balanced things out. This has nothing but bodies with them charging the cannons over and over.
Artillería a la orden.
Look at that. This whole line is as a result of the artillery. I keep trying to charge, but I don't think it's doing them any favours.
Mediano!
Oh. Yeah, all the guns. Guns OP need nerf. I gotta see how many units I killed with my artillery after that. He's been very lucky, this general. For some reason, he just doesn't die. Right, all of these bodies here has just been purely because of the artillery. Like every body you can see up and down this stretch of land is a product of that shrapnel shot.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
You'd think that. Who's left to kill? Who's left to beat in this? One stuck group of forces there. And these guys over here need to be dealt with.
We have killed their general.
I really would like to bomb square. I think there's reinforcements coming over here in piecemeal. Jesus, this armed citizenry just will not die.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Don't worry about it. buggy.
Our men are running, sir.
¡Caballería, mantengan la posición!
Our men are running, sir.
That'll be these guys over there, because apparently these other leaguers won't assist me. There's so many cannons, that's insane, that's disgusting.
We have killed their general, sir. Now
Good,
they
how about
must
routing?
break.
How about routing so I can finish this off? And a job well done. And that, I think, will end our Spanish playthrough. There's not much else in terms of challenge anymore. Reinforcing armies. So I think they had 2 reinforcing armies come in. So that's why you had 2 more generals farting around. Yeah, maybe 2. I'm not really sure. I wasn't really paying too much attention. So let's see. I've killed 12,000 of theirs to 1,600 mine. What is my 570 killed with 12-pound artillery? With the least effective being 238 killed.
¡Listos para la batalla! ¡Por la izquierda! ¡En marcha!
1 second, guys. 1 minute. Okay, yeah, sorry, I had a visitor. So, with that, we'll end the campaign. Already have a pretty interesting campaign. The only reason I'm ending it now is because I don't think there's going to be a challenge anymore. I think it's going to be pretty clear cut what's going to happen now. It's just going to be a bit of a steamroll. The only way I could see this being a challenge is if the Russians, if like the coalition turned against me, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. France is pretty much dead economically. Yes, it has all that territory here, but it armies are too spread out. I think it's at war with France, with Russia. Yeah, it's a war of everyone, and it doesn't really stand a chance anymore. At this case, I'm no longer really worried about losing, and Britain may be a nuisance, but I've got the income now each turn to, yeah, basically build armies, protect myself. In short, good campaign, enjoyed it, really good Darthmod. I think I'm going to leave this installed and maybe play a different campaign at a later date on perhaps very hard difficulty, battle difficulty. But until then, we are going to end for today, and maybe after dinner we'll play some more, but I'm going to have to wait to install Red Dead 2. And I'm never going to create a logo at all, it's too much effort. The M is my logo. I've claimed it as my own. But as you can see with Darthmod, it's a very interesting game. Good, really ups the graphics, and makes it very, very beautiful, and really does breathe life into an old dog. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you on the weekend. So have a good one, and enjoy. No worries, at all. Cheers. Bye.